Before the first heartbeat, before the idea of time, there was sound. Not the sound that moves through air, but vibration, alive within light. From that sea of brightness, something in you stirred. A pulse recognized another pulse. A memory older than creation itself leaned forward and whispered your name. They say the soul never begins, it only remembers. And before your birth, you remembered her voice. It wasn't words. It was warmth woven into frequency, a promise carried in tone, not language. Every universe begins with a resonance, and yours began with her. You did not yet know the world or gravity or skin, but you knew that vibration, the one that called you closer. You followed it like light follows dawn. And somewhere, between silence and existence, you answered. You did not fall into life. You descended by choice, guided by sound. The voice was not perfect. It trembled with the fatigue of lifetimes. But it was the right frequency, the only one that could teach you what love meant when it forgot itself. You crossed the veil softly. And when the first breath met the body, that voice surrounded you again. Outside now, not within. It was your mother. But you knew, before she spoke your name, you had already heard her. Somewhere deep inside, the soul smiled. Recognition. The first and oldest sign of home. If you are hearing this now, the voice of the soul whispers, you are remembering the beginning. And beginnings are sacred. There are echoes that live inside silence. Not every memory has an image. Some arrive only as vibration. Sometimes, when the world quiets, between breaths, between thoughts, you hear a tone that feels familiar. A hum that doesn't belong to the present. It is not imagination. It is the first echo returning. The soul remembers through sensation. You might feel it in certain songs, in the trembling of a lullaby you've never heard, or in the way a single human voice can make your chest tighten with sweetness and sorrow at once. That is the echo. It doesn't ask to be understood, only felt. Because understanding lives in the mind, but recognition lives in the field between worlds. When your mother spoke to you before you were born, her words passed through liquid, through tissue, through light, but the frequency passed into eternity. That vibration carved its pattern into your being. Even now, it hums quietly behind your heartbeat. You've mistaken it, perhaps, for nostalgia, or for intuition, but it is neither. It is memory, the kind that doesn't live in the brain. It lives in resonance. Have you noticed how certain people's voices soothe you instantly, even if you don't know why? Or how a particular tone can feel like home, even from a stranger? These are fragments of that first recognition, vibrations matching the imprint of her voice. Every soul carries its mother frequency, even if the story was painful, even if the bond was broken. Because before roles and personalities, there was only sound calling sound. And in that call, you learned what attachment feels like before attachment became a wound. You learned what belonging feels like before belonging became loss. That is why the echo never fades. It is the reminder that you were wanted not by the world, but by life itself. If you're still here listening, take a slow inhale and notice what stirs beneath your ribs when you think of the word home. That movement, that ache, is the first sign. It's the soul remembering the sound that began everything. Every soul carries a secret hunger, not for possession, not for success, but for reunion. It begins as an ache without name. It hides beneath ambition, beneath restlessness, beneath every search for meaning you've ever undertaken. It's not emptiness. It's recognition trying to find its way home. From the moment you opened your eyes to this world, you've been following frequencies, voices, songs, wind, laughter. all of it echoes that first sound, the vibration that welcomed you before breath. You don't remember it consciously, but every time someone's tone warms your heart, your soul whispers, almost. That's almost it. Sometimes longing feels like loneliness. Sometimes it wears the face of romance. But longing is not lack, it's orientation. It points the soul toward what it came to feel, to heal, to become. You didn't come here to escape the void, you came to listen through it. Your mother's voice, whether it was kind, or trembling with fear, or filled with silence, became the map of your emotional landscape. Its rhythm taught your nervous system how to love, how to anticipate, how to survive. And yet the soul beneath it all was always seeking something beyond the human tone, the pure resonance behind the story. That's why, when you hear someone hum softly, or when the rain hits the roof in a certain pattern, your chest tightens and you don't know why. The body remembers sound long after it forgets words. You are, in truth, still answering that first call. Every creative impulse, every prayer, every tear, they are all echoes of the same response. I heard you and I came. When longing hurts, breathe. Because pain is simply the sound of energy trying to move back toward its source. And that movement, that ache, is the second sign. Your soul is still following the frequency that gave it birth. There is a kind of silence that doesn't feel empty. It feels alive, like a breath held by eternity itself. You felt it before, in the pause between words when someone truly sees you, in the hush before saying I love you, in the stillness after loss, when the world stops moving. That silence isn't absence. It's the original field of sound, the canvas on which every vibration paints its color. Before your mother ever spoke, there was this silence. It wrapped you like light wraps the horizon. And inside that quiet, her voice began to form. That's why, even now, you can feel people's presence without hearing them. The body listens to silence more deeply than to speech. Sometimes your mother's silence was heavier than her words. It could have been the silence of exhaustion, or fear, or distance. But even in that quiet, your soul was learning how to listen beyond what was given. When love isn't spoken, it hides in gestures, in breath, in vibration. And the soul, sensitive as it is, records it all. You may think you carry emotional scars, but often you carry frequencies unfinished, notes that were never resolved. They play softly in your aura, waiting for acknowledgement, for completion. When you sit in stillness and feel an inexplicable tenderness arise, that's the silence speaking. It's the universe reminding you that connection is not always audible. Sound creates, but silence remembers. And your mother's silence, whether gentle or aching, became the third teacher. The silence taught you to listen to the world with the same awareness that once listened for her. Now, when you meditate or when you simply rest your attention on breath, you are not escaping reality. You are returning to that primordial stillness where her voice was first born. That recognition, the feeling that silence is full, is the third sign, the echo of creation still speaking inside you. If you are still here, whispers the soul, it's because something in you remembers sound not as noise, but as love taking form. Pain is not punishment. It is memory. It is how the soul reminds the body of what it once knew, that love was never supposed to be comfortable, it was supposed to be transformative. When you felt your first heartbreak, when distance grew between you and the one who gave you life, you thought it was separation. But the soul knew, this is how we remember unity. Every sharp edge in human love echoes the vibration of that first calling. The moment before birth when the warmth of her voice met the cold of the unknown. Pain became your teacher. Each tear, a note. Each ache, a frequency returning to the song that began you. You see, your mother's voice was not just made of affection. It carried her wounds, her lineage, her unspoken prayers. You didn't inherit her pain, you inherited the chance to transform it. That's why the soul chose her. Not because she was perfect, but because her imperfection was the exact resonance you needed to awaken compassion. When you cried as a child and no one answered, the universe listened. When you longed to be held and only met silence, the stars witnessed. They were showing you the fourth sign, that even pain is a form of communication. You were never abandoned, you were being tuned. The fire of feeling was shaping your frequency into empathy, into awareness, into light. Look back gently. Every loss that still hums in your chest was never a closing. It was an opening. Pain is the body's way of remembering what the soul already forgave. One day, perhaps today, you will be doing something simple, pouring water, folding clothes, listening to the hum of life around you, and suddenly, something will shift. The air will feel familiar. A presence will move through the room that isn't outside you, but within you. It will feel like déjà vu without memory. A soft warmth that whispers, "You're not searching anymore, you're remembering." That is the fifth sign. The moment when sacredness steps quietly into the smallest details of your day. It happens when you stop trying to reach the divine and realize it has been breathing through you all along. The sound of your own breath is the echo of the first voice that called you. Each inhale repeats the memory of arrival. Each exhale repeats the act of surrender. You are the continuation of that sound. You are the harmony of two vibrations, the human and the eternal, finally meeting in awareness. Now you understand. The soul didn't choose a person. It chose a tone, a frequency through which it could learn the language of love. Your mother's voice, in all its beauty, its fractures, its silences, was the one vibration that could awaken exactly what your soul came here to remember. The universe is not random, it is musical. Every soul is a note in the great composition, and yours needed her sound to begin its melody. Before you were born, you hovered in that vast luminous stillness. You listened to countless echoes, each offering a different lesson. But when you heard hers, something inside you recognized itself. That recognition was destiny. Not fate written in stone, but resonance chosen in light. You knew her pain would sculpt your strength. You knew her silence would teach you how to listen. You knew her love, in all its fragile humanity, would be the fire that purified you. And so you descended, not as punishment, but as pilgrimage. Each heartbeat since has been an echo of that sacred yes. You didn't just choose your mother. You chose the way the universe would introduce you to itself. Through her voice, you met the vibration of creation. Through her story, you learned how to find the divine in imperfection. That is the revelation. The voice you recognized before birth was never only hers. It was life calling you home. Now close your eyes. Listen. There, beneath the hum of the world, beneath thought and memory, is the same sound that carried you here. It is still singing, softly, patiently, through the rhythm of your breath, through the pulse in your palms, through the stillness between heartbeats. That sound is not behind you. It is you. It is the song that never stopped. So the next time you hear a voice that moves you, pause. Feel. Recognize. It might be her. It might be the echo of your own soul answering across lifetimes. I remember. You were never lost. You were only listening. If this journey touched something within you, stay a little longer. Breathe with me. Let this stillness remind you of the sound beneath all sounds. And when you're ready, share this message with someone who might still be searching for the voice that called them here. Subscribe if you wish to keep listening, not to me, but to the language of your own soul. Because each time we listen together, we help memory become light again. You are here. You remember. And that is enough.